It's 1:15 and I'm just getting outside. But I had to stop and do some things inside. I really don't like to do that. But, you got to clean your house. You got to keep things from falling down around your ears. So I cleaned the powder room. I did all the dishes, wiped down the counters. I made some cherry rhubarb strawberry jelly. I made goulash for lunch, so we can eat on that for a while. And I cleaned the powder room and made everything look a lot better inside. And now I'm outside. So I'm in the greenhouse. It's a little bit warm, but not unbearable. I just thought I would sit here and rest my poor aching back. I pulled something in my back on Saturday when I was working so hard on trying to get that black weed fabric down, and those tomatoes planted, plus yellow flesh watermelon, sweet crimson watermelon, cantaloupe, and let's see, what else did I plant? Zucchini and yellow squash. So we worked really long and hard on Saturday, and my back is telling me that I did. So I'm taking one Advil here and there and trying to rest it and try to get it back to feeling better. But time goes on, things go on. We try to get things done, do our usual regular chores like feeding and watering all the animals and cleaning and cooking in the house. Then the icing on the cake is just coming outside and being able to be outside. But we've got to pay attention to the watering because, like I said, it's heating up. I want to make sure that those seeds that we just put in on Saturday have a good chance to germinate by staying wet. So that's what we're doing here. What are you guys doing at your house? What's bringing you the most joy of this season? I'm enjoying all the flowers that are out there. They are really balm to the soul. And the beautiful roses are coming on incredibly. So I just walk around outside, mostly in the shade, depending on what time of day I get out, and enjoy all of God's beauty. I'm hand watering this garden because our sprinklers are not being reliable. And not to mention that the pots need watered once or twice a day. So they're not getting the amount of water they need, obviously, since so many of my strawberries died. So I think it's important for me that I focus more on properly watering each one of these main beds. I've got the water going out there in the pasture garden on the watermelons, cantaloupe, zucchini, golden squash, and yellow watermelon right now. From this time on, you just have to really make sure everything is watered properly at least once a day. But I like to water the pots more than that, especially when all these things are just getting established and growing so well. I really need to cut that spinach right now and take it in, but then I got to do something with it, so I'm not sure what to do. Donna from Baker's Brews suggested that I take some in, and I don't remember the exact instructions, but saute it up very lightly with some oil and some seasonings and just enjoy it that way. So I'm going to give that a go. I don't have much success when I try to freeze things, so I don't know what I'm doing wrong. I'd like to freeze some so that I could use it down the road, but I think my best bet is making a big green salad tonight with it in, because we all love salad, and then making up the food powder because it's so nutritious, and you can add a little bit of this food powder to just about anything you make, spaghetti sauce, soups, whatever. And I think it's very good for you, especially during the winter. Right here is the Clancy potato, the only one that I planted in the ground. And it's really different because if you can see right here, the brown part is the part that died. And then it started growing new greenery right there. I planted one in a pot a couple days ago, I think on Saturday, and we'll see how that does. I'm still confused about how they work because they start out as seeds. So If you've been watching my channel, then you know that this has been a process. I brought it along from seeds, and then now I've transplanted one in a pot, and also this one right here. I also had one that died while I was gone, so I think that's all I had, about 3 of them. Well, I either need to move this green stalk to shade with the heat coming on, or just stop planting strawberries in here, put them somewhere else. But I'm going to have to buy some because so many of them died this year, which is a shame. So I haven't gotten any homegrown strawberries. I was so excited for it. It just didn't work out. It happens. So I did a big harvest of this chamomile, and I washed it and washed it and washed it. I still had the stems on, what have you. Dried it on my table. Then I started taking the little flowers off, and there were so many bugs in it that there is no way that I would use it for anything except for maybe creams and lotions. So I'm kind of disappointed in that. Next time, I think I'm just going to cut off the flowers, maybe some of the greenery, and take it in and soak it in either salt water or vinegar and soda, because I want to get all those bugs off. There were so many teeny tiny bugs, and I really don't want to make a tea out of that. I don't know about you. Would you want to do that? I don't think so. This parsley's going to seed, and I really need to get it cut down. There's also some dill growing here where it's not supposed to be growing, but we'll just let it grow. Then harvest it for its beautiful little feathery leaves. One of my disaster stories is trying to grow beans right through here up next to the wood, and all I have is 2. I've replanted it twice. So there's one there, there's another one there, and same thing over here, but there's not even any that have germinated. I've planted it twice as well. So I'm looking for climbing beans to climb up this cattle panel. So I might have to go in and try to find beans that were a little more recent, because these that I used here were ones that I had saved myself. I don't know if they were too old, if it wasn't kept wet enough. Anyway, still working on that. The chocolate sprinkles has some blossoms. And the noodle beans that I have never been able to grow successfully, I had like 2 or 3 left. I put one there and a couple there, and they're actually coming up, so I'm pretty excited about that. Oh no, the Armenian light cucumber that I transplanted there, it's dead. Let's have a moment of silence for it. I'm going to go back and see if I have any seeds and plant them directly in the ground. That'll help, I think. The dragon tongue beans look pretty good, except for here where they didn't come up, and I replanted those. A lot of replanting going on. Doesn't pay to go away for vacation, but that's all right. The rattlesnake beans are coming up very well, and actually one scarlet runner. This poor sun gold cherry may or may not live. It's got a couple of new blossoms and a little bit of green growth. I'm just going to give it time, see if it can settle in. It's really kind of a pain to try to grow a garden with fence pieces, scat cat mats, to try to keep your cats out. My son, his wife, and their little boy are living with us right now, and they have a dog. And the happy thing is, the cats don't bother with my garden beds when she's here, and I'm pretty excited about that. We're still loving the cats, taking care of them. They just stay on the other side of the fence. That is a perfect arrangement in my mind. Take a look at that spinach, how big it is. Maybe it's too big, maybe it'll be bitter. But I'm going to try some, and then I'm going to cut some of this lettuce for dinner. So I do want to get this spinach cut today, although I should do it in the morning. But I think one more day might be just one more day too much for it. So we're going to gamble, and I'm going to cut it all down, see if it'll grow back up, put it in a big metal bowl with salt, or you can use vinegar and maybe a little baking soda and soak off all the bugs. So that's my intention. I'm going to eat a few of these peas that are left. Then I'm going to pull these out. They look awful. Time to put something else here. I'm really anxious to get the garlic out too. The bed is really dry, so I'm going to soak it really well so it won't be so hard to get the garlic out. So I did a thing. I wasn't going to give in and buy any bedding plants, but I did. Because I could not get any of my peppers to come up decently. So I bought one bell pepper. I bought a sweet banana pepper. And over there some oregano. The reason I don't buy plants is, well, it's expensive. I have nothing against them at all. It's just expensive, and I have room in my greenhouses to grow them, so it's kind of a challenge for me to not go buy any plants if I can avoid it. But I couldn't avoid it, so I bought them. And I'm really looking forward to some lovely bell peppers. I only got one plant of each, and some sweet banana peppers. I planted some beans here, and they came up so much faster than the ones in this bed. So I don't know what's going on. I've planted them twice, and yeah, just a little annoying. So, just waiting for them to come up. I keep forgetting to go get some Sluggo, because as you can see, that bean right there that I'm spraying, the top of it was just eaten off. I really like the oregano plants. They grow very neat and tidy. This marshmallow plant looks very healthy. I would recommend to you that you plant it in a bucket. A 5-gallon bucket, whatever kind of bucket you have, because it just will not stay put. It's very invasive. It grows all over the place. So yeah, my suggestion to you, it's a wonderful plant, but I would definitely make sure that it's in a container where it cannot spread. I took some time to trim back the purple Concord grapes off of my mom and dad's rhubarb. Hopefully that will help it a little bit. It just kind of gets so exuberant, it gets out of hand. It looks like we're going to have a lot of good grapes this year to make grape juice and grape jelly. This is a nice view of the main garden. Things are looking pretty good. And here's the exuberant grapes. I'm very happy that they're happy. But they're getting out of hand. This is where I planted some ground cherries one year. And they fall down, I don't get them picked up, and they reseed themselves. They're very healthy, very vigorous. So you want to plant them in a place where you really want them, or you'll be picking them out all the time. As it is, I do have to pick them out from the carrots up there. I planted some Swiss chard right there where the sign is, where Lucy's backing up. So we'll see if that even comes up. But the ground cherries are very healthy. And this cilantro is going to seed and turning into coriander. So it's kind of a pretty flower right now in the garden. Trim back my chives so that they will grow again. And I'm expecting some lovely chives in another, 3 to 4 weeks, something like that. I have Ruthie's pavilion all washed off and clean. Things are starting to look a little better. My son got it weed-eated yet again. And we need to do some more trimming of these grapes right here. Everything's looking pretty good. It just needs a lot of water and weeding. So after we get a few more things planted out in the pasture garden, that's what we'll be doing. Watering, weeding, and fertilizing, and just keeping things up. I hope you've had a really good day today, that you've got a lot of things done, that you've enjoyed your time out in the garden. You have a great day, and we will see you on the next video. Thanks for stopping by.